Hello, and today I'll be showing you how to make this type of shooting enemy AI. Yeah, there are. Sorry for that weird jumping off those enemies. Anyways, the point of this AI is for them to spread out when they chase you and attack you. Usually, what happens is whenever the enemies are chasing you, they chase you in a single line and they are clustered. When they come close to you, they are not actually surrounding you really well. So if you see, if I come here, you see how they will be surrounding me from all the sides. Yeah, right. So they surround me from all the sides. So this is the goal of this um, this is the goal of this AI. And one more thing, this is not for any tactical shooter type game. Okay, my game right now is very casual. Also, this type of AI is good if your AI is just something you want to shoot and not to show that they are very intelligent or something like that. So anyways, let's get into the tutorial, and as we go ahead I'll tell you more about it. Okay, so for beginning, what you need to know is I have a parent class, which you might notice, but it does not actually have much of complicated things. It just has some basic things like having the player reference, having reference of other enemies and the game manager, having a look at function. This combat, ignore it. It is for my boss enemies. This is not a boss enemy. Some hit reactions also for the boss enemy and stuff. On tech, it's saying if our player is dead or something. So, sorry. So clearly, very basic stuff. You don't need to have it. Even if you don't have it, it's cool. Anyways, so first thing that we have is the weapon. It clearly depends on how you want to do the shooting in your video game. So for now I am doing shooting this way, so I have this. If you're not doing shooting this way, it's okay. But the most important thing that you need is this: a red ring and orange ring. If I scroll down here, you'll see there is red radius and orange radius. So what are these? So if I go back here, I'll just show you. I'll just spawn one of these and I'll show you what it exactly means. So when I play, now you can see this enemy of ours, he has two kind of rings, a red ring and an orange ring, or yellow, however it looks. It is supposed to be orange, but due to lighting it looks yellow, I guess. So a orange ring and a red ring. So what are these actually for? So if you are inside the red ring, the enemy will attack you by kicking or punching or just melee damage. If you are inside between these two rings, that is the zone which is your danger zone, which is the zone where the enemy will shoot you. Okay, if you are outside this ring, this is when the enemy will chase you, and that is the nitty gritty part that we need to touch on this video. So we'll go step by step. First thing is I've just used this draw circle and added this inputs, not inputs but values to get that ring type thing. Again, you can see I'm not using that parent tech. Okay, after that, what we have is the stun. You don't need this. This is for my player has some special abilities, so I want the enemies to stun. This is for that. Now what we have is a distance to player. It is a function. So basically it has your player reference, player actor location, then your actor location, then get this node distance, and then return. Okay, so what we are doing now is we are checking if in relation to the red radius. So we are checking if it is greater than red radius. If true, then we'll do something. If not, which means we are inside the red radius. So what will happen, I'll show you. Okay, if we are inside the red radius, he will attack us. He will kick us and attack us. Okay, so I'll explain the attack really quickly. Firstly, we have stop movement. We have this because let's say our enemy is chasing us and we just jump in or dropping or sliding, just basically however we get inside it. we don't want him to attack and chase at the same time. Okay, so that's why we are stopping the active movement. Then we have this do once because we want to trigger this attacking montage, but we don't want to have it on every frame, right? So as you can see, it is on tick. Yes, you can have things on tick, don't be afraid of it, but make sure you have smaller and essential things like having distance to player. It is important for you to know distance of the player every single frame. Yeah, sometimes you don't need to do that, but yeah, if you need, then you can have it. Okay, as you can see, there is not much in the tick event. Literally the whole code is just this. So after that we go in attack. Let's just do look at event. As you can see here, we had this look at event, right? This is quite simple. Most of the stuff I'll be going over quickly because these are simple stuff which you can just pause the video and look at and understand. But I'm expecting that you know a little bit more about Unreal Engine than the very beginner type level. Anyways, yeah, this montage is nothing but simple attack montage that I have with two montage notifies. If you don't know how to get it, right click notify, here write montage notify, which is this. Okay, yeah, and on every notify I have a spear overlap actor. Object type is spawn, radius is 100, and yeah, this is basically how far ahead of my enemy I want that attack detection radius to be. Okay, so this is a draw spear which is pink color or something. It will show the damage area. So yeah, if I'm inside that red color spear, it will damage me, but if I'm not, it won't damage me. Let's see. As you can see, it is damaging me, but here I am and it does not damage me. Okay, it's as simple as that. And then I'm doing apply damage. Yeah, instead of apply damage, you can have a check where to see if your enemy is kicking the player or other enemies. I want friendly fire in my game, so I have no checks, but here you can have to check if the other enemy is a player. Okay, anyways, let's go back to it. So if it's not the case where you have to melee attack, then we have to check the distance to the, again ignore this is again for my, well, that super attack, okay, that my player does. So we are checking distance in relation to the orange radius. So what actually happens with the orange radius? So there are two ways. If you're outside the orange radius, you will chase the player. If you're inside the orange radius, you will shoot the player. So what you will actually do is I have this attack shooting, okay, which is the shooting. So what I'm actually doing is checking if the enemy speed is super low. You don't need to do this, but I want my enemies to only shoot when my enemies are stationary, because my player is already super fast and flying around and jumping around. So I don't want the enemies to be shooting while traveling, so that my players can have attention towards who is shooting and they don't get confused. Also, there is some look at rotation. Then this is some bullet management thing you don't need to know. Yeah, but you need to know this. This is highly recommended by me. Have a dead boolean, okay, in front of every major thing that you are doing, okay, every major action, so or behavior. Because what happens is, let's say you're playing a dead animation, your enemy is dead, but in that moment, before the enemy destroys and kills off itself, let's say your player goes inside the rings or something, then your player will try to chase it or kick it or something like that, and it will be just annoying. Your enemy will shoot your player while doing a dead animation, which is a bit weird. So I recommend having this, and it's basically just check true when your health is 0, okay, or else let it have to be false. Anyways, again, bullet management, and this firing is for animation blueprint. Anyways, here we have shooting. Basically it's nothing but a single animation montage and bullet spawn, and I'm using this bad type of bad code to imitate burst weapon. Again, time between bullets, and we reset it after that animation montage is finished. Okay, so now coming back to the main point, chase player. So inside chase player, you can see we are using a EQS. So before I go through this code, I'll explain you what that EQS is actually doing. So here we are with that EQS. I'll split the screen in a very good way so you can see. Yeah, just get it like this. Okay, so for the first thing we are going to do is generate a donut. Okay, we have inner radius, you have outer radius. So make sure your inner radius and outer radius are in relation with your player's red ring and orange ring, so that it does not mess up. It should be around the same area, but you need to understand this is going to be around the player, not the enemy. So be careful of that. By using this value, you can play around. Anyways, number of rings, points per ring, spiral pattern is true. For center, I recommend using query. That way we can have it around the player. Okay, and have this track mode to navigation. Also, there is project up. These values are basically the rays that is being used for the detection. You can have it in your own way. Okay, play around with the numbers. Now, what are these two things? First is if the path exists to that point. Okay, does the path exist to that point? If yes, as you can see, there is this blue dot where the path does not exist, right? There is no navlink or anything, so my enemy cannot go there. Then on the trace, what is actually doing is it is tracing to see if it can trace a ray to my player. Usually yours will look like this, inverse. You have to just check bull match so that you will have points which are not behind a cover. If you want your enemies to hide behind the cover, then do this to true. If not, then do this to false, which we are doing right now. Also for height, how tall your enemies are, just add in the height here. You can add in 90, let's say. You see, when I hit 90, it went green. Now 50, it went blue again. I want it at 50, so I'm putting it at 50. Yeah, that's it for EQS, nothing much. So after we come back here. Now we are doing do once because we don't want to hit it every frame. If you remember, we are doing it in event tick. Okay, so first thing we need to do is run EQS. As you can see, query is player. For run mode, all matching. Okay, if you want single best or something, you can choose that as well. I've added the EQS shooting, which I call that EQS. Now this is important. For some reason, you need to have a very slight delay. Like you need to give it a few frames to calculate all of this. If you don't, then it just doesn't work and does not generate any points. Then check if it is valid, because sometimes it throws an error that it is not valid. I don't know why, but it just does. Then from here, get query as locations. Okay, then check if you have any location, because sometimes what might happen is you're in a very weird position, like something like this, or let's say there was a wall over here too. So it is a weird position where your enemies cannot actually go, or something like that. Okay, like here, your enemies cannot go, so you got no points. All right, so if you have any points, okay, get random, set it to a variable. Now here I am doing a debug spear, which I'll show you why this is. This is just to see where the points are. Okay, I'll just do it 1.9 so that it coincides. Then we just do AI move to. Okay, what typically happens is we are using this. Okay, this is what we are using, a simple acceptance radius and player target. I'll show you what actually happens when you do that. What problem are we actually solving? So max is 5, high base night, and play. Yeah. Now if you see, yeah, they are spawned. If I run away, see the way they stop. Okay, they'll stop in a clutter, one behind the other. Yeah, you see how they are stopping together, and they are not actually making a gap and moving around. Okay, they are not surrounding us, they are just standing in front of us, which is what we do not want. Okay, ignore that, it is just some error with my bullet. So that's why we are using this. I'll just close this debug so that we can see clearly. So if I play now you can see, I'll just run away to this point. Yeah, now you can see these white spears are the points which they are trying to go. The enemies are trying to go. As you can see, the orange spears are surrounding me all the time. Right? Now you can see how these guys have surrounded me from all these sides. If I go here, let's say I come here in some open area, then you will be able to see it more nicely. Okay, he's shooting me, I might die. You see how they are surrounding me. They are not stopping at one point. Oh, I died. Anyways, so that is what we are solving. Okay, so now after this AI move to, then after success or just every 2 seconds we are updating this. Why? Because there might be a point where, let's say you are here. Okay, player is here, an enemy is here, he gets a point somewhere here, and within like next 2 seconds your player has gone here. So the enemy is here and he is confused what to do now. Right? So you don't want that. You want the enemy to chase you continuously, but you don't also want it at 0, because then every enemy will chase you in the same way. So you wanted to have it at some very small amount, like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, depends on how fast your enemy is. If your enemy is super slow, like a tank or something, they can have 5 seconds. This also helps with your performance, because you are not calculating this navigation every single frame and having this EQS run every single frame, right? So this also helps with your navigation performance. Again, here we have reset chase, which we can just add here too, but it's just reset here. And also this reset chase is being called after attack shooting also. And also it should be after attack melee, I guess. I don't know. Works fine though. So this is it for this. There is nothing much about it. You can ignore this. Again, this is for hit reactions. And this is also for the special move I have. I'll show you again when I play. So if you see, this is the simple line of code. Not line, but like simple logic of code. If you want to see that special attack that I'm talking about so much, this is the attack. Yeah, sorry for the frame loss. Yeah. So if you see, it is quite simple. Sometimes you don't need to have a very difficult or very complex written code to make your AI look awesome or something, right? AI look intelligent or something. Yeah, if you want to have AI that is very particular about your things, then you can have such long things. But making video games is like illusions. Okay, your player doesn't know what code you have written. If it's one line code or you have written 1,000 lines of codes or literally 1,000 pages of codes, nobody actually knows about it. The only thing that matters is how good your game feels while playing. Okay, so if you see, this is an action game, something like Doom. So I get away with having such, quote unquote, kind of dumb enemies, okay, which do not coordinate with one another, but they look like they are having their own space and moving around. Right now I have so little, and they are bunching around because I'm roaming around the same spot. Right, I'm circling around, so of course they will be in the spot. So yeah, that is the thing. If you have any questions or queries, please ask me in the comments down below, or join my Discord and ask me there. Or even if you ask me directly through my Discord or Instagram handle and DM me, I'll still answer. Just contact me in any form of way you can, or even email me. I'll answer your questions. Okay, contact me in any way that you want, and I'll answer your questions. Okay, whatever you have. So that is it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep playing. It's cool that he is standing on the top and hitting me. He doesn't know how to jump down.